Alright, we are underway. Welcome everyone. Tonight we are doing Tier 1 Division 2 here at Suzuka. We've never been here actually on the two main divisions. We've been here for Div 3, but this is the first time that these beautiful F2 cars will hit the track and hopefully set some competitive lap times. So right now the MP Motorsports Miles Goodwith is leading with a 141.187. Mulker on the Carlin is 5 tenths behind and 6 tenths behind, sorry. And then Freddy on the Charus is about a second behind. And Final Flame puts out the second best time at 141.4. Good job from the recently moved driver. He's moved from Charus to ART, maybe to look at some change and hopefully aim for a Div 1 seat. He's been in the Div 2 category for quite a long time, so we have yet to see what he can do with an F1 car. So he's gone purple in the first sector. Let's see on these other two sectors. Nicely on that sprint curve. Oh, coming into sprint curve, I should say. Nicely on the power. Obviously he's a little bit tight with fuel, but that's what you got to do with these F2 cars. They change radically with fuel loads. Even that half a liter can give you maybe a tenth more, and this is very crucial stuff in quality. You have to have enough fuel for maybe a run, and also the tires. One set of soft tires here at Suzuka. Purple sector coming into the chicane, trying to get that power, not trying to get oversteer. DRS wide open, which is going to be pole 141.0. The American in the AR team may look at his first pole position here in Div 2. And another rookie making his debut in Formula V, Madi Siski. He was previously a commentator for Div 1 and now he's driving for Campos. Grach left for Ferrari to fill the seat, and our eyes will replace Duracell at Prema Racing. Ooh, and we have yellow flags. I think it's someone slowing. Yep, it's Final Flame. He has run out of fuel. We will move over to Madi Siski. He's going to cross the line, surely DRS wide open, maximising all the power. It's going to be P3 for the Campos driver on that beautiful wrap button livery. Honestly, it's probably one of the best liveries here. Let me see it off board. It's probably one of the most beautiful liveries in F2, honestly. Looks really good. His teammate Oliveira yet to set a time, but he's coming onto the line. It's pole by 4 tenths of a second. Good job, Portuguese driver, driving also for Campos. Mighty Siski's teammate. He will be happy with that lap, surely. Oh, and there's yellow flags. I think, yeah, it's slow cars. Malker has invalidated. Dylan is in the pits, Freddy in the pits, everyone in the pits. Miles has retired, so that's it for his session. Ooh, and it's purple again! The Oliveira on a roll. Honestly, very impressive. Arise, he is slow here, so nothing from him. Matty is still on a lap. Oliveira on a lap. Papa driver, surely we will have this other sector 2 time. Ooh, goes a little bit wide. Still seems to be pole. Let's go on board. On the straights, crouching across the sector 2 beam. It's gonna be 2/10 down on his time onto 130R. Carefully, careful. Down to the braking zone, 100 meters. Onto the chicane. Ooh, the car snapped on him again. Oh, and he's aborted his lap. How bizarre. He's not gonna continue. Malco has validated. Arise. Yet to set a lap. And we are missing a Tony, who's driving for Dams. He will join us shortly in about a couple of minutes. Freddy spun on his out lap. That's not going to be good for his tyres. Dylan in P8 still yet to set a time. Ooh, that's rough, isn't it? Not really much going on at the moment. Everyone is either pitting or on an O lap in the case of Freddy, but he has worn tyres, so probably the end of his qualifying. Only one set of tyres available to these Division 2 drivers of the F2 cars, and it's really important to have one crucial lap, because for F1 cars, I mean, one lap it's what, 2-3% tyre wear, so it's really not a lot. But for these F2 cars, ooh, and Neil Shinduk for the Carlin driver, yes, he has joined, so he will join us. Ooh, what's happened here? Oh my, Freddy and Malka collected each other. What happened? What? This has me baffled, isn't it? This is really baffling. Ooh, and Freddy retired in the track. That's going to be a penalty, isn't it? So, Matty Siski on an out lap. He is on one lap old tyres. So again, coming onto these tyres, I mean, they're really like Play-Doh. They wear so much, and it's critical to get that perfect lap on one occasion, because running two, it's going to be wearing down the tyres, and you don't know if you have enough fuel and all of that. But ooh, and is he trying to do a burnout or what? Yeah, that's really aggressive tire warming. And Neil Shindrick has joined us for Carling Racing, along with Dylan. He's the only one to yet set a time. Tony, the Dams driver, will join us shortly, also, from what I've gathered. And that's about it, isn't it? So now we ride on board with Matty Siski. We will try to see his lap. I mean, his tires will be really on the edge. Ooh, and yeah, he has spun, and that's crucial lap time gone. That's probably gonna be the end of it. Ooh, and Shinji on an out lap. Now, the current driver was supposed to drive actually for McLaren last season, but unfortunately due to personal commitments he couldn't race, and this is his first race here in Formula V. We'll ride on board the beautiful number 5 Carling Racing car. That was obviously during our time television. Really beautiful car. But that's just my opinion, isn't it? Joking. So, Dylan yet to set a lap. Shinji on an O lap. Mari Siski is probably his lap done. And yeah, Arise! Ooh, that's actually interesting. He has just come out of the pits. Should be using the number 2 prime livery, but that's just technicality, isn't it? No, Shinji back into the pits, probably just formation to check if everything was fine, and we should. Oh, Antoni has joined, so we will see him qualify. Marisiski has retired from the session. That's going to be it for the campus driver. So our front row, Oliveira and Final Flame, Portuguese versus the American. Is it going to stay like this? We will find out shortly. Arise preparing on his own lap. To be careful not to stress too much these tyres, because again, I've said it before and I say it again, these tyres are like Play-Doh. They wear out so quick. We will now try to get that very good launch. Ooh, and he has a spin. Ooh, that's not gonna help him. Ooh, yes. Got very, very big snap of oversteer. But we will ride on board with him. That braking it feels odd, but let it slide. We'll ride on board with him. Ooh, and he spins. Yeah, that wasn't ideal, isn't it? And he's broken his front wing. It's probably going to be over. Ooh, and this is interesting. Dylan on his out lap. Ooh, and be careful, guys, though. There's a yellow flame. Be really, really careful. Yeah. But Dylan is a smart guy. Or easy. So, FIA communication. Attorney won't be able to race. Unfortunately, this is due to a lobby issue, so this is it. We will not have more contestants. This will be it. the Shinji has retired, Dylan will go out to start his lap on the main straight, using all of that 600 horsepower by the McLaren engine. DRS wide open, up into the first curve, second, and trying to get into that power smoothly, but going also using a little bit of that curve. Here, just staying clear, otherwise it will probably spin you around. We have seen what's happened to Siski and also to Arise. Coming into Dagna, these two braking zones very tricky, but they can be taken at very high speeds, just maximizing these tires and just trying to use it. Ooh, and that's very wide, but it's good traction up into fourth, fifth gear. Sixth gear coming into the spoon curve, braking around 40 meters, getting all of that curve, just maximizing all of what she's got down on the straight before 130R. Coming into 130R, really nice and smooth, but keep it flat. Coming into the braking zone around 100 meters. On the chicane, nice on the power. DRS wide open, and it's going to be fourth. Nice job by the MP Motorsport driver. That's going to be basically it. So in a couple of, yes, in a minute we will have the final results. And yeah, he has spun it. So I think these will be the final results. So Oliveira on pole, Final Flame, P2, Miles starting on the second row, P3 and P4. So it's our MP3-4. Madi Siski, his first race, he's qualified 5th. Arise 6th. Malker unfortunately caught up with that incident with Freddy, will start P7. Freddy will start back of the grids due to a penalty, and Neil Hendrick will start P8, so it's Freddy will start P9. Here we can enjoy Dylan's glory lap, just in the meanwhile, while we wait to end this session. Really good colours on that MP, honestly. The red and the light blue, white just goes all together. But I assume there is no improvement. Yeah, there is no improvement. So it's gonna be it. So congratulations to Oliveira, the Portuguese on the Campos. Will start P1, Final Flame on the front row. The American P2, will he be able to win for the first time in Formula V? Miles Goodliff, he needs another good result for the MP Motorsport team. And we have Dylan, P4, maybe a change of wins, maybe his first podium. Maisiski, P5, FR Arise, P6, yes, Maisiski, P5, Malco, P7, Freddy, P9, and Neil Cedric, P8, with no time. Okay, so coming into the sprint race, drivers will have 11 laps, only one set of tyres to use, no mandatory pit stops. Sorry, I botched it. And due to reverse grid pole, Nelson will start P1, Malker P2, Arise will start 3rd, 96 P4, Dylan P5, Miles P6, Freddy P7. He will serve that penalty here, and I think they've crashed on the first lap. Final Flame P8 and Oliveira P9. They will try to and Neil Schindrick is driving without a helmet. Yeah, wait, let me see if I can get... Yes, look at that. First race car driver to first F2 driver to race without a helmet. That's quite silly. Cracking me up. Okay. Yeah, everyone else has the helmets. It's just probably a glitch. I love this game. Don't you love how glitched F1 2021 is? But we are coming into the grid. So Neil Schindrick on the Carling, starting P1. Melker, his teammates P2. Will he let him by for the championship, or is it gonna be a free battle for P1? Arise looking to get a podium after last season's disappointment with UNI. Mari Sikic looking for a good result today here, and we will have the lights shortly. Anytime now. Are we going or? Anytime now. Yes, we are going. 5 lights. And we go green at Suzuka. Neil Schindrick gets a good start. But even better, Arise, it's gonna be 3 wide for the lead, and Neil Schindrick gets the better of it. Oh, Melker in the grass, but everyone goes fine. Oh, and there is a spinner! And there is a spinner! Melker takes out Mati Siski. Oh, the campus driver will not hear the end of it. Oh, and this is not ideal, and Freddy has crashed. I think he has lost his front wing. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Neil Schindrick leading from pole. Arise P2, Dylan P3. You could be looking at his first podium of S3 and his second overall. Only 2 and only 1 podium. And Dylan will work hard to get that car home, especially in the light of these bad results at MP. I think Sanson will not be really happy and will have to search anywhere, everywhere. Yes, somewhere else. If he doesn't deliver it, Miles just biding his time. Biding his time. Yes, that's correct. And just trying to snatch that podium off. In the slipstream, just trying to work. Marisiski is in P8, he is chasing down Melker. Final Flame P6, and Nils Hendrik leads with the fastest lap, almost a second gap. Now it's 19th, and Dylan has overtook. Oh, and that's Dylan on the grass. Ooh, that's heart-wrenching stuff. And Final Flame will overtake him for P5. Oof, Dylan, that's not good news. This will be really hard to explain to the boss. But we go on board, and Freddy will pit for a new wing. Hendrik leads 1.5 seconds. Arise in P2 just spotting his time and trying to defend also from the hard charging Miles. Really good. He's made a couple of positions I forgot to enable. So yeah, these are the position change. Melker, the biggest loser of all of them, lost 7 position. Marisiski lost 4, and there is yellow flags. I think that's Melker. Melker has spun around. I don't think he has wing damage, but that's 1 less position and 6. Ooh, and Hendrik locks his rear tires. Arise, right. He will try to get his slipstream, but he's kind of far. No. Ooh, and this is a juicy one, Miles. And Arise. And yeah, they're gonna give them space. It's still early, honestly. And ooh, but he's looking at it. He's just trying to. He can't resist really. Oh, and there's yellow flags. I think, yep, it's Freddy. He has hit the barrier. And Melker has gone off into the gravel, and he is back up. So Freddy left. That's going to be dangerous. So, nothing really particular in this surgery. Oh, but he's cut down the gap. He's now leading by only 1 second. Final Flame with the fastest lap. Oh, and there is a little bit of a scrap here for the podium positions. Final Flame has spotted his time and just took the DRS, tried and put a good lap. Fast lap, yeah. Just patiently waiting, and oh, Dylan crashed. Dylan has made contact into the barriers. Oh, and careful there. That was a bit of a risky joining, and Melker has pitted. Yeah, he's gonna put the softs on. Hendrik leads from a rise and Miles good lift. Oliveira on people, just trying and making sure we can get the DRS for later and just get this DRS and try to break this train. Final Flame doesn't really need anything particular, just getting some good points will be his aim, and so there's an auto battle here, Siski and Dylan for P6. Currently, Siski profited from a mistake. Oh, and Siski, oh, he's crashed. And what's happened here? Yeah, I think there was a mistake from Oliveira, and Suzuki has had a little bit of a moment with the wall. Hopefully he hasn't done a lot of damage, but we will keep an eye on these guys. Now Miles really glued onto the back of a Rise. Final Flame just trying to protect his people. Dylan now in P7. And the race leader, Neil Sindrick, has spun. Neil Sindrick has spun from the lead. He has given it up. Oh my goodness. And Final Flame has made a mistake. Be careful, guys. There's still 6 laps to go. Oh, and a little bit of a bump. Probably bump grappling. I know that sounds silly, but oh, and into 130R. Oh, that was a risky move, and yeah, I think that's just a slow moving Malco. Really trying to play. Oh, and there's a battle for the lead. Miles and the Rise. Will he make it work onto the outside? Arise defends the inside, and there's going to be one more lap for Arise in the lead right now as it stands. Final Flame and Nurshindrick are battle. Oh, and Final Flame has a moment. He lets Oliveira by. Oh, and yeah, he has another moment. He needs to be careful because a lot of this is also time management. It's quite sad to see him in P3 after leading by 1.5 seconds in this race. So now Miles really glued to the back of Arise. Is Arise gonna hold up to take the win, or Miles is he gonna have payback from a Prema? A Prema stole him the win in Silverstone. He came P2, Duracell came P1, and there is a spin. I think, yeah, that's my Siski. Yeah, some more troubles. Duracell stole Miles's race at the last lap in Silverstone, where he steal another Prema's victory. DRS wide open, and Miles has done it. He is leading. Miles is leading here at Suzuka in the sprint race. Now he has to hold him off. Miles has only has to hold off Arise. Oliveira too far back. He's what, 4.5 seconds from the group. So his only enemy is himself and Arise, but Arise has none of it. He has 3 tenths behind now, almost 2 tenths. He has nothing. Miles stretches the lead again on the power zone. Sorry, on the. Just. Why did it say power zone? Not making any sense to me. Okay, so Neil Schindrick up into. He has lost places. Sorry, he is into P4. Oliveira up into P3. Final Flame. He will look to steal Neil Schindrick's P4. He has seen that the Carlin driver is in a critical situation, but he has a penalty. Wait, let me just. Yeah, 3 seconds. So that pretty much gets him out of contention for the podium. That's really a shame for Final Flame, but he will have another chance today. And Arise, he has a DRS, but it's too far behind, too far. Miles still leads. 3 laps to go here at Suzuka, the legendary Japanese circuit. There's never been here an F2 race in real life. However, Formula B. Oh, and Arise has spun. Arise has spun. This will pretty much solidify. Oh, and Final Flame. Well, but oh, and major moment for Neil Schindrick. Really lost his car there. Arise has lost P2. He had that moment on those tricky curves of Suzuka. Suzuka gave it. Suzuka take it. And Final Flame goes a little bit wide. Schindrick just closes the line, tries to maximize this awesome circuit. Miles leading. He has 3.5 seconds to Oliveira. The MP driver just needs to get it home cleanly and without any penalties. Final Flame P3, but it's provisional. Oh, and there's an interesting battle into 130R. Oh, no, Schindrick. Oh, he's on board. Oh, and they go wide. No, Schindrick now into P3. Arise. Yeah, still P5. Oh, and there is a little bit of an exchange. Final Flame outbreaks him. Oh, and major moment for Neil Schindrick. And who has spun? Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's Melker. Mali Siski is still on those softs, trying to get maybe a fast lap or something. Miles has, he has dropped a little bit on the pace. Oh, and sector 1. Melker crashed. Can this be a virtual safety car? Can this be a safety car? This will not help Dylan and Final Flame, but it will help Matuszewski, and it's not looking like a safety car. So yeah, Miles is losing time to Oliveira. He has to keep this gap for almost 2 laps. Only 2 laps though. The MP driver, he has to keep behind Oliveira. Oliveira is still to take a win this season, but overall in Formula V, he is still winless. The Campos driver, he gave up the win last time here in France for his teammate Grach. The intervals have been reset, and yeah, I don't know really. We have to wait until they all cross the line, and Oliveira 2 seconds, 2 crucial seconds, and Neil Schindrick and Final Flame, they're still battling. Obviously Neil Schindrick will have the better of it, but this will improve. And what's happening? Yeah, I think Freddy Mai is just, yeah, it's just chilling over here. Arise. Oh, and Final Flame! Final Flame is spun! Ooh, that's rough, isn't it? Final Flame again. These silly mistakes have been costing him the podium. But we're looking into the race leader, Miles Goodliff, on the MP. The beautiful light blue MPS Mahisiski sets the fastest lap today with 142.1 on those soft tyres. These provide obviously a major help. Alright. Look at it blissfully. Just goes on the Suzuka International Circuit. Oliveira behind the feisty Campos, trying to get back and try to reel him in. Yes, good. Unfortunately, it's not looking like it's happening. One lap to go. Final lap. Miles. He only has to keep it clean, not get any more warnings. Just bring it home ahead of Oliveira, and he is a Formula B race winner. Oliveira still hasn't given up. He's forcing him into a pressure, maximum pace here at Suzuka. Neil Schindrick, after a spin from Leeds, he's looking like a podium on the cards, but being careful and keeping it from those pesky curves. Arise, he was up 1 point leading. He was second comfortably, and he has just been in P4. And oh, Dylan has spun again. Okay, not good at all. Kaiserski will trust him to go to the final lap, and Freddy, he's a lap down. So, into the spin curves. Nicely, well done on the power smoothly on those curves, trying to not spin out on the main straight, just keeping it smooth. The blissful MP flutters away. Miles Goodliff, MP Motorsport, Div 2 driver in Silverstone. He came P2, but today it's his day. Miles Goodliff wins the sprint race today here at Suzuka. MP will be delighted. Oliveira once again P2. Neil Schindrick in his first race P3. Arise will come on P4. Final Flame will start on the front row. P5. Dylan on those earlier laps was in contention for a podium. Will end up P6. Mahisiski unfortunately had that race ruined by Malka. Will probably finish P7, and Freddy is a lap down in P8. Oh man, that's tough. Okay. So it ends like this, an eventful sprint race here at the Suzuka International Course. Miles Goodliff, P1, the English driver, finally takes a win. Oliveira, P2, still bitter, seconds up on the podium, and Nils Sundberg, P3. So we're going to start the feature race shortly here at Suzuka in Div 1. Div 1. Div 2. So five lights. It's lights out and away we go. It's green here at Suzuka. Good start for Oliveira. Final Flame tucks behind Dylan. Awesome start. And far back, Miles is losing positions. Marty Siski P6 stayed the same. Malco P7. Nils Sundberg gains one position from Freddie. So as we come through those curves, still leading Oliveira. All of the next one. So we'll put the tyres just to see those differences. Not a lot of battles going in, just defending on the first lap. Final Flame and Dylan, P2 and P3, solid job from them, and they will look at staying on those positions. Oh, and he didn't. Goes in a little bit wide. There are still 15 laps to go, so the less warnings you get, it's better, honestly. Hendrik and Malko, and then side by side, Siski will gain another position. Those medium runners are just falling off massively. Oh, and Arise goes for the move, and oh, Malko, what's happened to him? Did he run wise or what? Oh, and yeah, that's not good news for the Carlin team. Siski, oh, and he gets a penalty for corner passing. So, looking at the leader, oh, and he has no front wheel. Yeah, that's pretty much race over for Malko. Final Flame pressuring Oliveira. Dylan just sitting behind and defending from our eyes. The fast charging Kramer. Miles, kind of average start, lost 2 positions. Hendrik doing a good job from P9. Siski. Those mediums look a little bit rough for the beginning. And obviously the 2 pitters due to damage. Pretty much. So those are the intervals just to make it a little bit easier. Oliveira still leads from Final Flame. Dylan P3 and Arise P. Oh, and here's the battle. Oliveira made a mistake, was it? Or was it just slipstream? But oh, that fraction of a second that I wasn't focused on. Oliveira trying to defend. Final Flame still no DRS. Hendrik with the fastest lap. Down the inside he goes. Oliveira just a sitting duck. Oh, that's gotta hurt. But he's now on the inside. That slippy curve has not helped him, and Final Flame on the ART. The ex-Charouz man now leads. From Oliveira, this is heartbreak for the Campos driver. He cannot get a break. Hopefully he can get on a strategy, that's what he's going to think. But right behind, some nice battles between Arise, Dylan and Miles. Just Dylan. Oh, Siski, that's going to be a rough couple of laps. But he will have the advantage at the end. This is a common effect with the F2 cars, they're just trying to stay without, they don't have dirty air, so they just stay on a little train. And we can see here, look at those gaps, they're pretty compact, honestly, and oh, and he gives him a little bit of a bump. DRS wide open, but Arise still has DRS from Dylan. Dylan is left there, but he has enough of a gap. And Final Flame, Oliveira goes inside the Final Flame. Final Flame will try to defend. Oh, I missed this one. Oh. And Oliveira has gained back the lead of the race. This is incredible stuff from the Campos man. He just bided his time, got the DRS. This is why it's so powerful. Here behind, just normal battle. Just trying to stay behind. Ooh, and snap a reverse here. These cars can be quite tricky. Let's see if Miles does anything. Nope, he just stays there, really patient. Miles is very polite. Just he still shows up on the rear view mirror, but these cars still have a rear view mirror. Yeah, every side mirrors. What am I saying? Side mirrors. But he still lets his opponents know he's there on those mirrors, but he doesn't really push them. He doesn't really do anything dirty. He's just clean. He gets his moves on. If he doesn't have the pace, he just stays behind and tries to take advantage of some mistakes. And here Nisildrick will go down the inside. Oh, and oh, Miles is out breaking himself. Oh, this is not good news. Well, the MP driver, fortunately, it's lap 5 and he can do 10 laps easy on these medium tires, but that damage front wing will give him a lot of burden. And Arise and Dylan, ooh, and Dylan gets a huge moment. Nisildrick behind. I think he also had a little bit of a moment. Oliveira has fallen back onto P2, so I think this train is just moving backwards and forwards, and really it's going to be like down to the last crucial laps, but these soft diagrams will be really helpful to judge really the edge of this car, because on those mediums it doesn't really look that good. And Final Flame pits, so he's going to try and undercut Oliveira, and that's the same strategy for Arise. Oh, and Dylan gets a penalty, and Arise, Nisildrick, Final Flame, and Dylan go into the pits, and oh, he goes right in front. Oh, and he is behind. Final Flame leads on that cycle of pit stops. Arise is basically virtual second end. Ooh, who's spun? Someone has spun. No idea who was that, but really no idea. So Oliveira still leads with a 7-second gap from Marty Siski. He will try to make this alternate strategy work. Final Flame closing into the lead, and Arise just following. Oh, and Siski has a time penalty. Too much of those corners cut, and it's on lap 6, so it's going to be really rough for the next laps. Oh, and who spun? Ah, it's Malker. Oh, he has a tip. Oh, and Oliveira is 5 seconds. Oliveira will have a 5-second penalty. Where does Final Flame end up in all of this? Has the undercut worked, or has the softs paid off for Oliveira. Oh, and who spun? Oh, and it's Malker. Malker spun again. And final flame. Where does he end up? Oh, and virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. This has helped Oliveira massively. Oliveira doesn't need to abide by the SC time. The VSC time. Oh, and he is right back into it. He has only 7/10 away from Oliveira, and Oliveira has that 5-second penalty. It's going to be really hard to burn that off, especially with final flame and that DRS, and Malker has 3 seconds worth of penalties right now. So the virtual safety car will end shortly, I think. There's no need for a safety car, I think, because that would just ruin Matt Siski's race. It would just disintegrate it. But this is also helpful for Matty, who will keep his 24-second lead. And I think, yeah, we will get back shortly. Yes, DRS enables, and no one has a VSC. A drive-through penalty. So yeah, Oliveira, heartbreaking stuff. This is intense. And Niels Hendrik gets 3 seconds worth of penalties due to track limits, I think. Still with that clear helmet. I think Bell has done a great job with that helmet design. And oh, and here's final flame. He is at the back of Oliveira. He's just pounding, and he's trying to get the lead off of him. DRS wide open. Oliveira just a sitting duck. This is just comical for the Campos driver. He has had zero luck, and mostly some on track mistakes. Final flame maybe en route to take his first FV win in Div 2. Mari Siski. Oh, and I think we have a problem. No, okay, we go. We go ahead. Oh, and final flame with a huge moment. Oh my, we've seen Niels Hendrik have the same kind of oversteer, just uncontrollable. He is uncontrollable, so that must be heartbreaking for him. And well, it's not really heartbreaking as Oliveira has 5 seconds worth of penalties, so not really anything. And Oliveira has gone into AI mode. What's happened to him? Oh, and he's going to AI mode. What happened? Yeah, he's gone a few seconds on AI mode. I don't know what happened, but we're still riding on board with him. Now we're running off board. Kind of a joke, but final flame up into the inside as he's done previously, just sweeps away and takes the lead. Really nothing you could do from Oliveira's side. The DRS is so powerful unless you have really low wings, which will be just terrible, honestly. And yeah, Arise in P4, he might be able to gain something from Oliveira's penalty. Niels Hendrik in P5 with that 3-second penalty, so that pretty much takes him out of the equation. Final flame, just a marvelous, that's the only thing I can say, that's really a huge achievement he's doing. He's always ran like solid mid-pack. He's never done something as solid as this race is really did just an insane job. Now Oliveira out of that second gap, so yeah, it's going to be looking worse every lap. Now only 5 laps to go. The American final flame of that ART just needs to bring it home really. Mighty Siski still hasn't pitted, which yeah, he might be looking to do, because these tyres probably cannot handle much more. And with that 3-second penalty, I think he's out of the equation. Yeah, Mike Suzuki is just learning his race, unfortunately. Campus driver, really not an ideal first weekend for him. Milsindrick gone provisional. Oh my god. Blank. That's all it's coming into my head. But on the provisional podium spots, but my Siski and Oliveira will, yeah, probably is it. If he can pull a 2-second gap to Arise, he can take home P2. Otherwise, it will be Arise. He keeps his momentum going. Miles, oh, just bang on average race from him. He will gain from his teammates' time penalty. Yeah, it's quite sad to see, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, still pretty much glued to the Suzuka, so not really anything he can do other than just keep it out and try to bring it home. But it's still P3, virtually. I think yeah, it's virtually P3 for the Carlin driver, and that's not a bad result. That's actually a good result. What am I saying? It's a good result. Obviously, podium is a good result, unless you've been leading with 7 seconds and you get a puncture from on P2. Those are tough times. Never experienced it, or maybe did I? So, final flame leading from Oliveira virtually. So Mati Siski is still in the lead, but he's got to pits. I mean, he's lost like what, 4 seconds? Come on, just pit. And yeah, Milsindrick closing in on Oliveira. He's just has no pace at all. And yeah. Alright, still sticking to the Carlin's rear. Dylan in P6, so it's going to be virtually P6. I think Miles will get P5 when Matty has pitted. Yeah, Matty will pit. Yeah, he's pitted, yes. Let's see where he will come out. He will come out in the Dylan region, yeah. Strategy didn't pay off for the Campos driver, unfortunately, but yeah, he still has a lot of races to go and he can prove himself in the next round. Arise now out of that second gap for the RS. Milsindrick closing in. Oliveira, he's also closing in. But not really. Right now, as it stands, Final Flame would win the this race. And this will be massive. Oh, and what's happened? Oh, Nils Hendrik has spun out. And what's going to happen here? Careful, guys. Oh, and Dylan gets into the gas and he loses his front wing. He is a major stance. And Matty Siski, watch out! Oh my god, it's a massive collision. Matty Siski out. Ooh. And this brings us into a safety car. This is the unexpected finale. We could have seen a totally different ending to this. Well, this is not even a race. This is starting to become a drama. Oh, Dylan. You will have a few talks with the stewards. Matty Siski, really unfortunate. Nothing you could do, really. And the Campos team principal will be furious now, and Nils Hendrik gets a penalty, and yeah. So to recap, Nils Hendrik had a moment. Oh, and we can see the Aston Martin safety car. And who's the lap car there? Yeah, it's... Oh, and this will be double disappointment for Oliveira. He has another car ahead of him, a lapped car. So, to recap, Nils Hendrik had that moment into... Yeah, what was it, Dagna? Yeah, I think it was corner before Dagna. And yeah, he just was standing still, and Dylan passed him at high... Yeah, it was at Dagna. Dylan passed him, he went to the grass. Dylan just lost the rear of the car, and safety car will win in this lap. And Matty Siski, nothing you could do. Dylan was still on the track, and it's a really unfortunate series of events. But this race will be settled surely in the stewards room. But we will go ahead. Safety car restart. Final Flame leading. Oliveira, he has a lapped car ahead of him. He has 5 seconds worth of penalty. Final Flame has a really good start. Really nothing Oliveira could do. He has Freddy to battle. He will surely let him by. Arise P3. Nils Hendrik P4. Miles P5. Honestly, we could see another Miles podium here, and yeah, Arise is set for P2 and Miles P3. So, Final Flame. He has led a sizable chunk of this race. The American driver always running mid-pack. Really didn't really have any outing as a star, as a possible winner. He just did his job and collected points. So Final Flame half a second lead. Oliveira. Oh, you've got to feel for him. You've got to feel for him. Campos driver. He just got a penalty. Oh, and yeah, sorry guys. So Oliveira just unlucky. Got a speeding penalty on the pits. Last lap. Oh, how they say it in American racing. White flag for Final Flame, the ART driver. He was an ex-Charus man with Alfa Romeo. He had 1 season and a half with them. He also raced Div 1 in the first Formula V season for this half of FS3. He has gone to Saves ART with Haas. A massive opportunity this will be, probably translating to a Div 1 seat in the near future if he keeps like this. Final Flame, really superb job. He hasn't put a foot wrong. Well, he has done a couple of times, but he's done really well this weekend. Nothing better he could do. Probably sprint race, but nothing else. We're gonna ride on board with him, Oliveira, just sitting there like a duck in P2 with their penalty. Alright, we'll go provisional P2, Miles probably P3, and Nilsundrick and Dylan. Into the final chicane! Move over, Europeans! The American is here to take Suzuka! He wins! The feature race here at Suzuka. So Final Flame on the top step of the podium with a US flag, the United States of America. Why am I repeating it? Alright, English driver in P2 for his promo debut, and P3 goes to Miles, I think. Yeah, it should be Miles. That P driver once again on the podium. So there you have it. Wonderful job for Final Flame. I think we will hear from him in a while. Alright, in P2, good job from the Premier driver. Miles P3, Oliveira, sad to see, P4, Nilsundrick P5, Dylan ends up in P6, Freddy Alaptown in P7, and P2 DNFs that we have today, Matty Siski and Malcolm.